Welcome, everyone. Dr. Anthony Criniti IV here, also known as Dr. Finance. And I have a little short video today, very interesting video. It's more like a show and tell. I want to show you guys what it's like to reach the highest levels of academia. I'm actually going through some old folders and things this week and reviewing some old stuff. And I found, I know you may not believe this, but a lot of my diplomas and certificates, after many years teaching as a university professor, et cetera, I had it stored away into, I guess you could say, the top of my bookshelf. It was collecting dust. Unlike a lot of other folks, that really like to put things on their wall and stuff like that, besides my books, right? So this is a virtual setting, by the way. So, but in my normal office, in my real home, and different places where I've worked over the years, I never really, showed off my diplomas and degrees and all that stuff. Not a priority for me, but just to give you guys an idea of what it looks like, what the process looks like to become, to get me to this level, Dr. Finance. Many people want to know about my degrees and all that stuff and how I became Dr. Finance, this and that. So I'd like to just show you guys some stuff. And also I have some commentary on the future of education, and also priorities of education, and talk a little bit about self-education. So not too long of a video. And hopefully I want to make sure I put my little stopwatch on to show you guys. I hope you've been well, by the way. It's been a long, very interesting year for me, doing different things and traveling around the country, actually. So seeing a lot of stuff, and I'll talk to you about that in just a second. First thing I want to show you before we get to the diplomas, all that stuff. Now, folks, I literally, this has been sitting and I can't even find half my stuff. So I'm just looking through what I got, and it's not just degrees and all that stuff. I want to show you some other cool stuff. So a little bit of dust there. Ooh, a lot of dust. This is certificate appreciation. When I worked for the White House, I was an intern at the travel office many, many years ago. I was for Bill Clinton, Al Gore, and Hillary Clinton, and Tipper Gore. Fall 1997, travel office. This was, I think, the year or two after all the stuff that was going on in the travel office. So that was pretty cool. It has nothing to do with my degrees, but I was in school at the time. Oh, sorry about that. This was a little picture of me in the White House. This was Bill Clinton's in here. Let's see. That's Bill Clinton. And I am somewhere over here. Anyway, Bill Clinton signed this. Pretty cool. So that was while I was in my undergrad. It was Washington, D.C. And I did a little semester internship. It was pretty fun. We didn't get paid anything, but it was definitely an experience. Got to do a lot of interesting stuff, including Air Force One. I cleaned it out, so it was pretty cool. But on to other stuff. I'm gonna put this aside real quick. Let's see. Okay. Master's degree, little diploma folder here. This is a lifetime of being in school, folks. Education, a lifetime of education. But I wasn't just in school. I was actually on the field too. Most people that are academics, they just stay in school. I actually practiced what I preach and did a lot of investing in different things. The American College, Masters of Science, see if I get this right, in Financial Services. See that? And it was a very proud moment to get that. American College, one of the top financial institutions in the country for education. And when I went there, if I would have known they actually have a doctor's degree program, I would have applied for the doctors there. and did that, but it didn't come out till many years later. They didn't really have a doctor's in finance in many universities at the time I was going to school. It came out probably about 10, 15 years ago. It started getting popular. But before that, there wasn't that much. This is kind of the highest you would have went, especially if you were going into financial services. Like myself, I became a financial planner. So this made a lot of sense for me. So I was a financial planner for a decade before I became a professor for 10 years. Moving up the chain. So although this is Walden University, although many people really discovered learning online in COVID, I was actually an online professor way back, since 2008 was when I first started with that. But even before that, when I graduated college, most of my degrees were distance learning before online education, right? So like, for example, the American college I just showed you was all books. They would send me books and I would get the books and I would go take a test at an exam center. And Walden University was the next step on that. That's when online universities really started getting to be popular. And I could have went to a regular brick and mortar school. I just didn't want to. I wanted flexibility. So this is a little dusty, folks. I don't even, like I said, I don't really even put these on my walls or anything. This is very dusty. I'll be cleaning it soon, but I just wanted to create this video real quick. Oh man, lots of dust. Let me see if I can get a clear shot. I'm gonna take this off. It's too dusty. That is Doctor of Philosophy. That's what they were calling it at the time. Doctor of Philosophy. It didn't go direct. Not too many schools did, but it was a specialty in financial management, I believe it was. Let me see. Yeah, so it was concentration in management services. I'll get the exact name for it. I have it on my resume. It's been a long time, but PhD, Doctor of Philosophy. It wasn't directly into finance, like I said, because they didn't really have too many of those programs back in the day. The term Doctor of Finance started picking up though when I became a professor about 2008. A lot of the students couldn't pronounce my last name, so they just someone called me Doctor of Finance, and it caught on a little bit, and then I just let it go. Okay, you can call me Doc, whatever works for you guys, and yeah, so it's a nice little thing. Maybe one of these days I'll make it a little bit better, folks. In all honesty, I actually couldn't even find my undergraduate diploma. I might have it somewhere at another location, so I'm going to go check that. But I wanted to do this video and show you that too. I don't have it, but my undergrad was in finance and actually business, international business, if I can remember, international business with a concentration in finance. So something like that. It's been a long time. It's irrelevant to me at this point of life, and I'll tell you why in just a bit. But I'm looking for that diploma. I do have the certificates and all that stuff too. And, I'm sorry. I do have the transcripts, as we call it, the transcripts, to show you guys if you ever wanted to see it. But when I find that diploma, I will show you to you. So that was my undergrad. I figured I would just show you the top first and work my way down. Also, I'll get to this in a second. Sorry, guys, it's late if it sounds like I'm a little tired. It's been a very interesting year for me. So let's see. In this folder, I have tons and tons of just all kinds of stuff. And I'm going to show you in a second, just certificates and degrees. There's so much dust in here. I wouldn't be surprised if a spider crawled out. So hope you all have been well so far. This is an interesting day for me. Let's see what we got. I don't want to reveal any addresses. I know it's public video. See if I got anything cool to show you. Oh, look at that. Yeah, you guys probably saw this on my website, but this is the actual photo of me and John Bogle, the founder of Vanguard. Pretty cool. Around the time that I was getting all these things. Let's see, what's this? This must be like my diploma. I guess the handle or something. All right, let's see what we got here. So I'm going to pause this for a second so I can make the video a little less shorter. And Zoom updated their platform. Excuse me, just a second here. Oh, here it goes. Pause recording. All right, folks, thank you for your patience. I actually just spent a moment just sorting this out so I can save you guys a little bit of time. I found a few different things. I've had licenses in health insurance, life insurance, all kinds of insurances, as well as real estate license over the years, mostly in Pennsylvania, but I don't know where they are, but I do have this one from Nevada from a long time ago. So that's a little life insurance. Was it life insurance? Yeah, life, health, and annuities. That's what it looks like when you get it. You can get them in different states, and you get a certificate for each state. Also, when I did the stock stuff and mutual fund stuff, I had the 6 to 63 to 7 licenses. Each one of those tests were very, very difficult. It took me a long time to get those. But the thing is with that is that you lose the license after 2 years of inactivity. So when I became a professor and stopped being a financial planner, those licenses went away. So, just something to think about as well. If you're ever going to go down the line where you're going to take a pause from working in the financial planning business, or you're going to use those licenses, they go away if you don't use them after 2 years. And no big deal. I never jumped back into it, so it's okay. So here, I'll show you some other stuff. So this is American College. I got a lot of degrees and designations. I had a lot of alphabet soup after my name. The American College, this is a certificate in financial asset management from a long time ago. It was a program I had to do to get this. It all tied in with my master's degree too, so it worked out well. And this is very important in the life insurance world. One of the oldest designations out there, called the CLU, Chartered Life Underwriter. Okay, Chartered Life Underwriter, and they gave you a certificate if you completed this at the American College. It's a long time ago. So that's one of my designations, CLU. So when I write my name, I can put CLU at the end. So let's see, I got a whole bunch of stuff here. Let's see. This one is, I don't think it's even active anymore. I don't think they have it anymore, but this was a registered health underwriter designation. These are designations. Okay, so the other one I showed you was a certificate, and the last one, the CLU, is a designation as well. This one's another designation from the American College. Again, one of the top premier financial institutions out there for education. And then this one's important. This is called a Chartered Financial Consultant. Okay, Chartered Financial Consultant, CFC, which it parallels the CFP. Okay, so I'm sorry, CFC. It parallels the CFP, which is another famous one, but it's from a different institution. This is the American College's version of that CFC, and it was a really good program. I learned a lot from that. So that's an important designation in the financial industry. And this one was a registered employee benefits consultant, REBC. I think American College, again, might have changed the designation type for this. It's been a long time. Maybe they don't even have it anymore. I'm not sure. But this was a very good one for learning more about different things that tie into the financial planning world. What else? What I got here? Gold medal winner. Wow, look at that. Reader's favorite. I had a few other of those, but silver and gold, I believe. But this was a pretty cool one. Nonfiction. So my 3 books that I wrote up here. The first one was the necessity of finance as a finance professor. This was the second one, the most important lessons in economics and finance. And this one, survival, the richest. That's where the reader's favorite is. Reader's favorite is one of the bigger name book review companies. They do a lot book reviews and award contests. So, and then some other stuff over the years. This one I appreciate this one. I just recently got that, and it's tripping out here with the green screen. But Jim Cathcart, we just met him up in California, and hanging out with a bunch of legendary speakers. Some of the top speakers in the world. I was hanging out in the same room as several of them at once. Amazing, for a few days. And Jim became a great friend and mentor. He invited me and gave me this award, one of the top first 20 people to get this. It's a designation, just like the other ones I showed you. CPE is, let me see if I can, Certified Professional Expert. So he's creating this designation. I think this is a great idea. It's putting more weight on what you're an expert in, as opposed to more on the self-education side. Okay, he takes a lot of that into consideration, which we'll talk about in a second. So that's my diplomas, degrees, designations. A couple other things I can show you here while we're here. I've already had a video on this, but YouTube, having over, I think, 2 million followers, or almost a million and a half, 2. I don't even know what it's up to these days. I don't keep track, but they sent me a little plaque at 100,000, which was pretty cool. They call it the Silver Award. I don't know if there's one for 200,000. I know I'm like 225 or something. Here's another little thing I found. This was a Finance Guru of the Year award. Oh, wow. IAOTP. It's in a box here. It's pretty cool. International Association of Top Professionals. And that's the back of it. So pretty cool. Yeah, I just want to show this off to you guys, not to show off, but to show you what you can accomplish if you put your mind to it, if you really wanted to do it. Many people say, I would like to have a doctor's degree. I like to have all these degrees and certifications, designations, all this other stuff. But are you willing to do what I did? Lots and lots of time, lots of commitment, energy. People say when you get to a certain point, genius. Genius is a very interesting term. I think that really it's anyone can be extremely bright at anything if they put the time and energy into it. So, and the educational system is this is one of the things I want to talk to you guys about too. All right. So everything I showed you, yeah, I'm proud of it. But the kind of person I am, when I get something, I'm already past it. I'm not thinking about that no more. I don't brag about it. I don't talk about it. I move on to the next step. What's my next goal? I'm always thinking of the next goal instead of hanging on to the last award or whatever it was, right? Without making this a whole speech, I just want to talk about the future of education. So recently, I've been reflecting deeply this year on my life, my accomplishments, especially with the advancement in AI, and thinking about, wow, why do I need to write my next book when AI can do it in 30 seconds for me? And as a writer that respects the craft, I would never write a book with AI. I would never let AI do that, because I feel like it takes away from my own abilities. Also reflecting on the concept of education. Okay. Can I continue to be a professor or teach in any other capacity? And the answer is yes. Can anyone be a professor? The answer is yes. But when I see how powerful AI is, I start to wonder about where we're going with education. And one of the points I want to make today might be on a little bit of a downside, but I'm a realist and I try to be as real as possible with you guys. spending my whole life in the educational system, both as a student and as a professor at the highest levels of academia, I looking at the business of education, I see that the future is not the same way that it has been in the past hundreds of years. I mean, you go back to the first universities several hundred years ago in different parts of the world, Europe especially. I think with AI, it's going to replace what we know of the modern university. How could anyone possibly go to universities to learn something that they would be able to learn with something talking to them from their computer at home? Better than any professor can do, calculate things way faster than anyone can do. It's not just a simple, we're not talking about simple calculators anymore. And that was very impressive. When calculators came out, they're like, wow, how could this machine memorize all these numbers? This is linear compared to where AI is. This is not the same thing. What cracks me up is I've been hearing a lot of universities actually create programs on AI. I don't think they really understand or respect what the potential is of AI, what it really is, what we're talking about. And in my last book back in 2016, when it was published, I showed the world a concept called evolution of evolution. And artificial intelligence is part of that, I believe. We are now in the state of evolution of evolution. We are evolving, and the evolutionary process itself is evolving at exponential rates. So I enjoy doing this online, teaching you guys stuff when I can. I don't think the educational system will be this way anymore. The narrative that most people, including my generation, grew up was that you go to school, you get an education, you get a degree, and you will be highly successful in every single way. You're going to make tons of money, this and that. And that narrative was true at one point. And going back in time, the further back you go, the more true it was. In the 1950s, if you had a college degree, you're making bank. You're making a lot of money because there's nobody else. There's very few people who have that kind of degree out of the whole population. 1960s, a little bit more. People going to schools. 70s, more and more. 80s, 90s, lots of education happening. 2000s, and then once the online education world kicked in, everyone's got a degree. So what's the value of a degree if everyone has a degree? Folks, I'm talking to you from experience here. I spent my whole life in education. I'm not trying to dissuade you from going there or doing anything that has to do with the educational system. I just want you to think more than ever about it before you go down that rabbit hole. Do you really need to? For certain degrees, certain industries, maybe medicine, maybe. Even lawyers, AI can write a copyright agreement for you. It can write your lease agreement. It can draft your will. It can do anything almost anything that a lawyer can do for you without having the actual degree of a lawyer backing it, for the most part. And what it hasn't done yet, what it's not able to do yet, in the future, it will be able to do. So that puts all industries, pretty much, all mental industries, in a very difficult place to discover who they really are, these people, and figure out what they can do better than AI. So the future of education, I think this leads to one of my last points, is this. I think the real future of education is self-education. It's self-education. The scales have been tipping over the past 20 plus years. So many of the people that I've interviewed were the leaders in the self-education movement that's been going on for probably, you could say since the 70s or more. You can go back to actually Napoleon Hill, Think and Grow Rich, and probably a little beyond that. So about 100 years, let's say at least, the self-education movement has been getting more and more powerful. And we're at that point where it's tipping now. I think self-education is going to be the ultimate education, but there's not going to be degrees to validate whether or not you have proved yourself to society. It's going to be a accumulation of different things. Experiences, number one at the top, will dictate to the world your true accomplishments. And a variety of experiences especially could really be the determining factor that sets all experts apart from others. So folks, out of all the different things that I've accomplished, I showed you a lot of my degrees. See how much dust on it shows you its importance to me. Not that it's not important, it's just that I just keep moving on. I don't worry about diplomas or degrees. I didn't do it for that per se. I did it for the reason of self-improvement. It's always been about self-improvement, to make myself a better person every day. And that's why you should have ever went to college, to make yourself better, not just to get a diploma. Okay, that's one good thing, but it's not the only thing. So, and you put that all together, all the stuff, the degrees and all these things I just showed you, they're not even at the top of the list of things that I'm the most proud of. I'm most proud of being a father. I'm most proud of being a great family member of all sorts. I'm most proud of being a great friend. I'm very proud of my traveling experiences. Circumnavigated the globe at 19, just a poor kid from South Philly. I'm most proud of backpacking through Europe at 20, mostly solo, at times when other people didn't want to go where I wanted to go. Driving all over the country, United States of America. It took about 15, maybe 20 years to do that. I've been to every single state except Oregon. I'll get there. And drove through those states. Okay. And the list goes on. I'm not trying to brag here. Just trying to say that those are the things that I think are the most important. Being a great friend, being honest, character qualities, learning how to build, how to become a respected person, how to respect people, how to treat people right, how to understand and listen. Those are things that I'm proud of. I'm proud of being able to help people when I can and where I can, but not let them take advantage of me at the same time. I think these are qualities that everyone should aspire to. This is what makes your soul better. Okay, so the future of education is a portfolio of different qualities and experiences, not just a mastery of one particular subject followed by a diploma, right? It's learning about a variety of things. Specialization is very important, but looking forward at the future, I just think we have to be more than just a specialty. Do we have to generalize? We have to be a combination of maybe a specialty, but also a macro understanding of how the world works, as well as self-reflection and self-education of various levels. And again, going back to character, starting with character, build your experiences, build respect from your community. Very, very important stuff. And if I had a diploma for those, I would have showed you, but there is no, they don't have a diploma for that. It's just people, when you hear people talking good about you and you didn't ask for that feedback and you're not even in the room, that's when you know that something's working. Okay. So without making this a very long video, I think the main point here, if I could summarize everything, is that we're in uncertain times and a lot of chaos going on, but being optimistic is very important, and looking for what can build you into a better person to get through some of the challenges out there from an educational standpoint. Should you go back to school? I don't know. Is only you will know that answer. Do you want to invest that kind of time? Is it worth the investment of your time, as opposed to maybe creating your own curriculum of self-education, something that you want to learn, that won't cost you as much, and you can probably get more out of it. If it will build you better, then do it that way. If you feel that will make you better, there's a lot of people I know that never even graduated from high school that became very successful in all aspects of life. And some of them, they always come up to me and they say, I wish I would have went back and got a degree. But knowing what I know about them, I'm more confident in how they became, I think than sometimes they are. I see them as they're already a success. They've done a lot of great things. So don't ever second doubt yourself or second guess, should I want back to school? If you really want to, you do it. But it doesn't make you a better person per se, a more rounded person. It's only if it will complement what your goals are in life, and if it will help to improve you. So many people that I've graduated, especially from the MBA programs, I feel like they never really got it. They walk away with this MBA to their name, but they never really worked on themselves, and they're deficient in some basic life skills, like how to mail a letter. You got an MBA and don't know how to mail a letter. I don't really think that means anything, right? So what good is that degree if you don't know how to do basic stuff? Okay, if you're mean to people, or arrogant, or any of the negative qualities of a person that you may not like, right? It's always about improving yourself. So with that said, thank you, folks. I appreciate you guys. I want to wish everyone a great summer. I hope you're enjoying your summer, and stay strong. And we'll talk soon. So thanks again, folks. Take care. Bye-bye now. Dr. Finance. And don't forget, go to the Dr. Finance website if you want to learn more, drfinance.info, about myself. And if you want to support what I'm doing, always you can buy these books, give them as a gift to your friends as well. And I think that will help each other learn about finance. So thanks, folks. Bye-bye now.